What is up? Welcome to the Next Guy Up podcast. This is Messin Around Monday, and we are officially back, baby. We are back. Shout out to Tins and Mason holding down the fort. I listened to every episode while they were holding it down. They crushed it. I was a little bit nervous about my job security here. I was like, I don't know. I think they could do this without me. This is not good anymore. But no, it's been fun getting to take a few weeks off and just listen. They've been crushing it though, and we're back. I've got some takes to get off today, just so everybody knows.
And let me shout out Zach and I can't wait for these takes, but he's just over here like, well, sometimes we finish at like 10, 11. One time it was like 1 o'clock. I wasn't even awake. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to edit the pod. And I'm like, oh, no big deal. Like edit a pod. And just to peel back the curtain a little bit, it is difficult, or more than you think it would be. So Zach, I appreciate you doing it because I had more of a now I have more of an appreciation now that I've done it. So there was one episode the song didn't make it, and I was like, I was bummed a little bit, but I could not figure it out. But then I spent the next 8 days figuring it out after that. So not that long, just 5 days.
That was good. It was all great. Yeah, it's been good taking some time off here. So, but I've come back ready, revitalized, ready to take the podcast world by storm. So
these takes though, I'm ready. Tins, are you ready? I didn't even know about these
super hot takes.
I'm always ready for a Zach hot take.
You got to say it's a hot take, even though it's not. Keep the listeners like ready.
The thing about taking a couple weeks off is you get some, all the ideas start building up, and I got press releases at the Wazoo today just because I've been building a collection over time. So that's where I'm at. It's been a good 2 weeks though. An update to the world. Our baby Ellery is doing great. She is 2 weeks old today. So shout out to her. Happy 2-week birthday, I guess. She's not listening to this because she can't literally listen to anything right now. She's a baby. But shout out. Also Mother's Day today. So shout out to all the mothers. Shout out to my mom out there. Shout out to my wife Megan, who's been a mother for 2 weeks today also. But she's done a great job and has hustled. I have helped and changed diapers, and that's pretty much it. So feel great about that.
Those newborn diapers are something else.
It's in a lot. I underestimated the volume of diapers.
The volume, yes, it's a lot.
It's like, wow, this is a lot of diapers. I did not know this volume is possible. She's truly a volume shooter. Yeah, it's
like more comes out than goes in.
It doesn't. The math is not math.
Yeah, it's not math.
She's also. I do think she likes to board eat, which I can relate to. I think she got that from me. Like every hour, she's like, "I'm kind of hungry now. Let's do this.
Let's do a little snacky snack."
Which I'm like, who can blame her? I'm hungry every hour too. That's been tough. She does like to eat a lot. But again, running the family.
Yeah.
I've gotten advice from friends, family, and like anybody that's just like, when you have a baby shower, just ask for diapers, because that will do so much. Like with the wallet, that will save you so much money if you just get tons of diapers than the other small things that, maybe you could go without, or you just buy on your own. So I'm just going to put diapers on mine when
we've had a lot of diapers. We haven't had to buy much of anything baby wise yet, which is pretty awesome. We were given a lot. We've taken a couple walks around the neighborhood and stuff, trying to put the stroller to some good use. We've made a Target run so far. We're gonna put some miles on the stroller for sure. But it's all been pretty good so far. Megan did pull a pretty long shift last night feeding Ellery, so shout out to her for that.
Shout out. All the shout outs.
Shout out to everybody.
Was the hot take the your daughter's a volume shooter on the diapers?
That's one of my hot takes. Babies poop too much. Let's cut that down some. Can they just hold it in a little bit longer so it's less diapers? Let's think about that.
Here's another thing we should think
technology for that. Self-changing diapers. I don't know, something.
Let's get potty training done faster.
What about like a bidet for babies where it's like they wear waterproof diapers and then you just like spray some water down there and then hold them over the toilet and just like spray water and then you're good.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking. There's something
to think about.
There's something, you cook that idea just a little bit longer and something might get got.
Well, I know they already do like washable diapers, which I'm like, that's the horror.
Oh, cloth diapers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
Yeah.
All the way good.
Even like training potties for like kids, why don't they just do one for babies? Like just have a really tiny training potty and just have them sit on it
all the time, like all day.
All the time. They kind of can't support their own head and stuff. That'd be one flaw. That's the only flaw I see.
They would be sitting on the toilet, but their head would just be flopping around.
We'll figure that one out.
Okay, we'll keep workshopping that one. There's something there,
I think. I meant to send it, but I don't know. Every time like newborns are around, I just think of the Nate Bargatze skit or bit from early in his stand-up career where he's talking about
the shaking
the baby. I really thought shaking a baby would be a lot more bigger deal once you have a kid.
So every time, that's all you ever hear is "Do not shake that baby." It's like he's talking about it. You're really just going to shake the baby whenever you get it on your hands. It's like I never really wanted to do that.
I never had the urge to shake the baby. I know with both of mine, I was like holding it like it's a very fragile thing.
Correct. Yeah. And you're trying to hold it, and then she also likes to like headbutt you. That's one of her things.
Yeah.
She's got like a little bit of head mobility at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's where she can like throw it, or she can like get the momentum started, but can't stop it.
Right. Yeah.
So she has enough to like throw it to the other side, but doesn't have enough to like hold it like anything in the air. So it's just like enough strength just to toss it around.
Has she headbutt you in the head yet?
Not in the head. She's headbutted like my chest. Like if you're holding her on her chest, she'll just like headbutt you. She also tries to feed on me a lot.
She does.
I know I have some serious like man boob action going, so who can blame her? I mean, I can see the confusion after, but it's been unsuccessful thus far for her. So I have heard of some weird cases where you can lactate as a male. We're not going to experiment with that, but I've heard it's possible. Mason, do some research on that, maybe.
Yeah, Mason, do some research on that. Tell me about the Google search that comes up when you type that in.
I will not be doing that.
Come on, for the pod.
Do it for the pod.
All right, we'll think on it.
Okay.
Oh man, that was good. Is that your hot take yet, or are we males lactating?
Male flow together. It's just stop.
Yeah, just messing around on a Monday. That's all.
I do have a lot of press releases though. Like I said, I spent some time. I watched all of the Planet of the Apes movies. I heard you guys talk about it on an episode. I'm very excited about the new one. I'm going to try and sneak away and go watch it at some point. It's supposed to be very good. I've heard it's pretty good. So
it did really well this weekend.
It did do very well this weekend.
Yeah, 129 million. And
it's a lot of money.
Wow.
Its budget was like
pretty good.
But I did like them. So this is a small. Should I watch that? I did watch all three of them. They're on Hulu, Disney Plus, and they're very good. I'd never watched them before, but I wanted to so I could kind of some prep work for the new one, and I liked them a lot. I thought Andy Serkis as Caesar was very good. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is probably the best one. The second one,
yeah.
The first one is James Franco, and it's pretty good, but the second one's better. My guy Kobo was in it. He's kind of been going viral for a weird reason the last couple of days. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Kobo should have been in it, and it's like Kobo, but they're putting him in like weird movies. Like the Planet of the Apes discourse on Twitter is kind of ramped up this week because of it's been out, and the pro Kobo tribe has been pretty heavy. So justice for Kobo. That's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was good. I also saw something interesting. This was actually one of my I think this is true. Not sure. This was one of my press releases, but I'll say it now because it's about that movie. It says the home media release for the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is planning to include a feature where you can watch the whole movie with the original footage, like the actors, with like the suits on, without the CGI faces. So like, because that was one of the coolest features. I think when the first one came out, the CGI for that kind of stuff was just coming into play.
Yeah.
Well, you can see Andy Serkis's face and his facial, like it's like his face on an ape,
right?
Which is pretty wild.
Huh.
But apparently they're that could be fake. But from the people that talked about it, it said it was real. So like they had a conversation with the filmmaker who was talking about they were going to try and release it. But it's like all the actors with like their whole motion capture technology on, but like the original footage, not with the ape on top of them.
That would be pretty cool. Like I think I would like to watch that like after watching it just to kind of I don't know. It would be cool.
Just to see the kind of behind the scenes. I just think that's a pretty interesting thing. So that was one of my press releases, but I think that is going to happen probably.
That's like one of my favorite things behind any CGI or very heavy based action movie is like the behind the scenes stuff. I always love like looking at this stuff, green screens and how they put it all together. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite things. I know it kind of takes away from like the magic of the movie or whatever you want to say. Like Mandalorian, they had like we've talked about in the past, but how they like created it in a bunker during COVID and stuff, and it's just kind of cool to see like all the behind the scenes stuff. All the Marvel movies, they get pretty creative, so pretty cool stuff.
True facts. Andy Serkis is going to show up in one of my other press releases as well. He's kind of having a day right now. So, okay, before we get to that, do we want to jump into some other press release material?
Yeah,
are we ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Messin's going to go last. Sorry, Tins, what did you got?
All right, so my first press release is the month of June is going to be, if you are a binge watching person on all the streaming apps, you're going to have plenty of different options, as we're going to have 4 big releases. First is going to be the Acolyte, the new Star Wars product, and then The Boys season 4. I think we've maybe vaguely talked about The Boys on here. We've not done like a should you watch that or not. But it's fun. It's a good action series on Amazon Prime if you can get over the language and
or is it not on?
It's pretty explicit. Okay, I've watched the first 2 seasons. It's pretty solid. It's a lot like Invincible, but just in real person form and maybe a little less blood because it's live action. And then let's see. Sorry, I lost the 4th one or 3rd one. I know the 4th one is The Bear season 3 is going to release, and it's actually going to come. The whole season is going to come out on the first day.
I kind of hate that.
I kind of hate that too, just because it is a show that does air on like live TV, but I guess it's not. I guess it's going to go just straight to Hulu and.
Really?
FX, yeah. They say the whole season's going to be available to binge come June 27th.
I really wish that. I don't know. They must have some kind of data behind doing that, making that decision. But I still think that shows that do that, the weekly release, just have so much more like longevity. Whereas shows that do the one drop, it's like a week and then it's like off. And I think it makes it harder for companies to want to invest in a show that's going to have a shelf life of maybe like a week or 2 versus like we're going to capture the audience of America for 10 weeks.
Right.
Which is like what the traditional model, right? Like shows like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, those shows did that. I mean, that was why they became what they were, is because they're weekly drops. And now shows like Stranger Things and stuff just say, here's the whole season. People stay up all night, watch the whole thing, and then it's like, well, I waited a year and a half and I just watched all of it.
Yeah, and even too, like even for streaming services, there are examples of shows that do once a week releases that I think do very well and help the ratings. Like Mandalorian is, I mean, it's huge because it's it's Disney and it's Star Wars, so it's going to be big no matter what. But I do feel like I think you're right. A show that can keep people's attention and like eyeballs on it and talking about it on Twitter and all the other social platforms for 8 weeks is a lot better than 1 week. Because like for example, Fallout. I was a huge fan of the show, and it's real, and it did really well for like the first 2 weeks, and even you saw like the game kind of pick up in numbers, but the show's been out for more than 2 weeks now, and it's kind of fizzled out because there's nothing new now. I mean, you can only rewatch 8 episodes so many times. And now and you don't even know when we're going to get a season 2. I mean, they haven't even started filming it yet. So like you said, it's like a year and a half before we get the next thing.
I mean, obviously the risk is if you don't have a great audience, then it can fizzle out. The show can either grow through the 8 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever, or it can drop, which that's kind of disaster mode for a show. That's if your excitement is dwindling throughout the series, like which happened to a lot of Disney Plus shows, to be fair. Like a lot of the Marvel shows, by the end of it, it was like, who's still watching this? It kind of sucks. But it can have the opposite effect where it grows and your audience is growing each week and getting new people watching as word of mouth and stuff like that. So I guess it's like whether or not you believe your show is going to be big or not.
That's why I was surprised the Bear decided to do the whole drop, because it felt like a show that did keep people's attention for multiple weeks, and it grew. Like I think each season the show grew. And I'm someone I didn't even watch it when it was like on live weekly television. I streamed it once the 2 seasons came out, but I did constantly see the Bear commercials and previews and advertisements on everything when I wasn't watching it. So. But I mean, either way, I'm excited about it because it was one of my favorite shows I've watched recently.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. That has been a popular conversation in the TV world. Is like, what is the best model for releasing primetime television? And I know that I follow a couple of different podcasts who do like weekly check-ins on like really big shows that are coming out. Like House of the Dragon, they will do like every week they'll have a podcast dedicated to talking about the episode that came out and stuff like that. And that's way harder to do if it's just all at once drop.
Yeah, and that was the third show that was on my list that's coming out in June is House of the Dragon. It comes out the 16th, which I've just never dove into the world of Game of Thrones, so I know it's huge. I just never started it.
Yeah, it's like a prequel to the Game of Thrones, so you don't really have to know everything for sure. Because I did watch the first season of House of the Dragon, and it was pretty good. I think for most people, no one thought it was as good as like peak Game of Thrones or anything, but most people liked it. Okay, so there's my review.
there's his review. Watch that.
We should do a should have watched that on Fallout. Did we do one yet?
No, I had not finished it yet as of last episode. I actually watched the season finale last night.
Oh, nice. We watched it. I did like it actually.
I was wondering if you had watched it or not. Because I know you never played the video games.
I had no knowledge of the backstory or anything, but I did like the show. I mean, I liked Walton Goggins, and not everything worked in the show, but overall, I think the world is very interesting, and I liked Walton Goggins, and I thought it was entertaining for sure.
Are you going to play the video game now, Zach?
I don't know. I would. I don't know if I have the time to dedicate to it at this point in my life right now.
It's a time suck video game too.
That's what I've gathered. It's kind of one of those slow burn, like you got to do 7 jillion missions. I did see there was something in the news. I don't know if Tinsley, did you something with the Fallout game where like a bunch of guys got together to try and like blow up the creator or something in like a. Did you hear about this?
No.
Shoot. Okay. Never mind. I'll do some more research. I'll
report. Like someone tried to hurt the dude who made the show?
Like in the game. No, to like I'm not knowledgeable on anything I'm talking about. I was hoping you had heard about it as well.
I did not.
Okay, I'll do some more research.
I'm assuming it was in Fallout 76, which is like that's the one you can play multiplayer online.
Correct.
Okay.
So you have to like work really, really hard to build up to where you can like drop a nuclear bomb or something like that.
Yeah.
And so a group of guys did it, and then they like nuked the guy who like made the game just like for fun. Like they found his character or like his like.
Oh.
And
okay.
it was like a pretty big deal, I guess. Like everyone was like, "Oh, this is cool."
I don't know how I didn't see this. I'm in a lot of like random Fallout like fan groups on Twitter or not on Twitter, on Facebook, where you talk about like game stuff.
Yeah,
but I did not see that. That's pretty funny though. It's very hard to build the missile launcher in 76 to drop a nuke on somebody, and you have to like. It takes like multiple. Like I guess that group decided to do it together. So that's pretty funny. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Zach is back, everybody. He brought up something that he had no idea.
I mean, I've read a little bit.
That's funny though. But
I read just a couple things.
We thought somebody actually tried to blow up the real creator.
Not in real life.
No. But I'd definitely be down to do a Should I Watch That next week. I'll mess around Monday just because I'm probably going to do like a speed run this week of watching it again.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like binge it where it all kind of just happened and I didn't like watch it in full detail. So I did watch I'd watch like one episode and then give it a day and then watch one the next day. Because I'm just a huge fan of the show or a huge fan of the games. I wanted to catch all the little details that they purposely put in there.
You said it was pretty similar, right? And there was little details that you were like, "Oh, I caught that from the game." Like people that didn't play the game wouldn't really realize, but you were like, "Oh, look at that Easter egg!" Basically,
Yeah, they did justice to the game.
Good.
Like I talked about when it premiered was, it's not any set storyline that's from the games because it's just its own world. It's an open world video game. So this was a whole new, like we had never been all the way in California for any of the video games. So that made it cool.
Okay, so I did a little research. I was correct. It says one Fallout 76 player did the work and did all the steps to nuke the Xbox executive camp, the executives camp of who is Phil Spencer, Microsoft's gaming's CEO. So it was pretty widely known that he had this camp that was like pretty hard to destroy, I guess. And it said someone blew it up, and it might have been in response to news that Microsoft shut down 4 of its game development studios recently. So it was like they were like mad at him, so they blew up his camp. So there's that.
Wow.
Did the research.
Talk about some
good work.
If that executive had put in a lot of time and effort into 76, which sounds like he might have, that really could be like, that would really hurt someone's feelings if you blew up their whole camp. Because doing anything in that game takes a lot of time and effort.
I'm gonna need my guy Matthias to fact check that though.
That's like
text us and tell us all the stuff that we messed up.
Yeah. That's like building the most beautiful Minecraft village and castle, and then someone setting lava everywhere with TNT.
We've all been there.
Okay. Tins, what did you have anything else?
My other one was the new Disney and Warner Brothers bundle. So they're going to be teaming up to start a new streaming bundle that includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max. Which at that point, you're just paying for full like the whole package of cable.
It does cover a lot of ground on what's to watch.
You're just getting everything. Like you're having to pay for 37 different subscriptions.
I will say that I am very close to making a decision on like 1 or 2 and saying there's no possible way I can get all of like 8 of them.
Because then you're spending over $100, if not more.
It's pretty crazy when you start factoring in the cost of all of them and how they're all increasing every year. To start
and how
thinking
they're,
about.
And they're cutting down on like how we can share
combined.
Yes, that one's already combined,
which helped some.
Right. Because yeah. Oh, did you have a Hulu and a Disney Plus like
No, well,
separate?
my Hulu, so I guess I shouldn't say that because my Hulu came with my Spotify, and I was stealing Disney Plus from my parents, so I wasn't actually paying for
Right.
either of those. But I think that makes it better. I think that's a lot of content between Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yeah.
It's a significant amount of content there.
Combining. Yeah. Well, that's the other part. I just don't get. I don't get the sharing. Like, why is that not allowed? Someone's paying for it. As long as they have limits on it. Like, we pay for the
Yeah.
Netflix to have 2 different logins.
Mm.
And then we do the same thing for like YouTube TV. We pay for the most amount of separate logins. So it's not like we're just paying for basic.
Yeah.
I think it's the
'Cause
situation where
with-
Netflix got us by getting us addicted to the streaming model.
Mhm.
And now they're like, we can charge you whatever you want because there's no way you're going to cancel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can put whatever restriction. We kind of made it really widespread at the beginning. Price was very reasonable. It was widely publicized that Netflix wasn't making any money
Yeah.
at the beginning. They had not turned a profit yet, even though they were the biggest streaming service. Now they can do stuff like cut down on stream sharing. They can up prices. Now everybody, like, people rely on it for content now, and now they can kind of start taking over the market a little bit.
It was crazy. Like when Netflix first came out, it was $7.99 and it had unlimited sharing. Because I remember Morgan's mom at one point, once they kind of started to cut back on the sharing, she texted me and was like, "You're gonna have to like kick some people off of our Netflix because we have like all of us here." Morgan had random friends with the login. There was like 12 of us sharing this Netflix.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
According to this,
yeah.
if you had all streaming services, so this is like Apple TV, all of it, it would cost, and it's the max on each one, it would cost you $491 per month.
That's insane. Does anyone actually have Apple TV Plus? Like,
I don't have Apple TV.
I don't know anyone that does. I don't think.
I had it and got rid of it.
I've been
There's
wanting to get it because they've been coming out a lot of movies lately that look interesting.
I think that they are the most in trouble. Like, if their streaming arm is the most in trouble potentially. I think Prime has been growing some. I think Apple might. I could see Apple trying to get into the live sports world more, like Prime has been doing. Yeah, and kind of force people's hands. I don't know. It's an ever growing conversation.
Netflix is trying to get football for this season.
Yep.
They're trying to get like one of the Thanksgiving games.
Now I do think if Netflix or one of those streaming services could team up with the MMA, could you imagine what that would look like if they could do like pay-per-view stuff and MMA and then have it on one streaming service particularly? Does ESPN Plus have that?
They're pretty teamed up with UFC. So anytime you buy their pay-per-views, it is through ESPN Plus.
I do not have ESPN Plus.
You should have ESPN Plus with your
YouTube TV.
Your
Disney bundle.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bundled. I don't think I've got the bundle.
Oh.
No, there's a Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus bundle.
He's getting, or I thought you were getting one of them from your parents.
Yeah.
No, those three are bundled because that's. I pay for that one.
You could bundle them.
I bundled those three so I could watch hockey on Hulu and ESPN Plus.
A lot of the ESPN Plus stuff is available on YouTube TV login. If you log in with YouTube TV.
Maybe that's where it's from. I mean, honestly, at this point, Morgan has a note on our phone with all the different apps logins because we have all of them except for Apple. It's the only one I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, we share some with everybody, so it's not like we're actually.
We do like half. It's like me and Morgan's parents. Like they pay for half, we pay for half, but we all have the logins.
Yeah.
Back to Netflix though. Netflix is doing things that they're doing live stuff now. So they're having Is it Jake or Logan that's fighting Mike Tyson? They're doing a live
Jake.
And that's for all, and you don't have to pay extra for that. So if you already have Netflix, you'll get to see that for free. They did the Tom Brady roast was live. I think people are like, is this worth the money? And then I think they're going to continue to do this live stuff, which it will be, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they can, like, if it works, like if the live stuff works where they don't have huge technical difficulties, the NFL will. If you throw a bag at the NFL, they'll give you a game. They don't care. They have a game that exclusively streams on Peacock. They had a playoff game that only streamed on Peacock too.
I did not watch it.
It's wild.
Peacock.
Nickelodeon has
you don't have
NFL
Peacock.
game?
That's the best one.
I do not.
Hold on.
I don't have.
You haven't watched The Office in a year, then.
Peacock's the best one over Disney Plus and Netflix.
Yeah. Which one of those has The Office?
That's a good question.
That's a good point, actually.
Big facts.
I feel like some people would fight you on that, but I'm not going to be the one to do it. What else is on there besides The Office? I'm being serious. Like, I'm just wondering, is there?
You're like a fan of 2000 sitcoms. It's like King of Queens is on there. Everybody loves Raymond. They have some Peacock like original stuff that's pretty good. There's a series we're watching right now, Apple Never Falls. That one's pretty good. Got a good selection.
My mom watches Andy Griffith on there. Shout out.
Andy Griffith is on there. If you like soccer, Premier League soccer is live on there, and it's huge. I'm not a soccer guy, but
I'm kind of getting into soccer. It's a problem.
It's like it's the best place to watch games for Premier League is Peacock, and it's the cheapest. I still like it's only like $6.99 a month.
Shout out.
Okay, we have to keep moving. We already cut before we even started. We're never
plenty of messing around. Plenty of it.
Gonna run out of time. Okay, I've got some press releases. Some are going to be quick hitting. Some are going to be we'll talk about them. But first, I don't know if you guys actually talked about this because I think it came out last week. Dave and Buster's. Did you talk about this?
No.
Dave and Buster's plans to allow players 18 years and older to gamble on arcade games.
I saw it, though.
Yeah, we saw that.
So, it is weird because it feels like it's just a casino at that point. If you're gambling, but like a casino, just playing kids games instead of like cards. Is that essentially what Dave and Buster's is now?
Well, I think it's more, from what I understood, it's like you and your friend agree to bet $5 on who's going to win this skee ball match or this Mario Kart race, or I don't know. But
it's weird, a little weird. I don't know.
I don't know what. I don't either. I don't think people are really going to do that.
Like, you want to go to Dave and Buster's and bet on skee ball tonight?
No, I don't. It's gonna be good.
But then also, couldn't you just be like, just take the cash out of your like pocket and be like, all right, let's put $5. Right. If you did want to do that, I don't really want to.
Do you have to like what? Do you have to like turn it into like tickets though? What if, and then you have to like use it at their shop to get prizes? Like,
it might actually be it.
I'll bet you 5,000 tickets that I could beat you with this, and then you have to turn all your 50,000 tickets to get like a piece of gum in the gift shop.
I do have a quick story. I know we're getting off the rails, but that's what messing around Monday. Jalen and I went to Guy Fieri's like restaurant arcade place one time.
Tread your water lightly here, buddy.
No. It's not bad. It's not a bad story. So we played in this arcade, and one of the fun things that we actually enjoyed was the one where you put the quarters in. They had like these ginormous towers, and we like spent so much time and knocked it over. We were getting all these tickets, and I'm not kidding. We played all these games for like hours, and we were having fun. That's like part of it, right? You try to have fun. You're not trying to just go in and get tickets. I think we had like over like 60, 70,000 tickets, and we're rich because any arcade I ever go to, 60 or 70,000 tickets is like you leave with a guitar. So we walk in there, And things that are like a guitar or something is like 2.5 million ticket. Like they're thing. So it makes you think that you're like getting all these tickets because you're like, oh my gosh, I got 70,000 tickets. And there was even this claw machine where if you were able to like grasp these hoops, which was pretty easy, I should have known at this point, and drop them in, it was like $100. Like you turn these in, you got 100 tickets or 500 tickets, and I was like, holy cow, we're rich. And then we get in there, and it's like to get a teddy bear, it was like all of our ticket, or like a Dollar Tree item, it was like all of our tickets, and I was like, oh. But then I'm like, we had fun. We spent a couple hours in there. We had fun. We didn't even get to eat because they were like, oh, it's a 4-hour wait to eat. And we're like, oh, okay. But yeah, that was our story. If you ever go in there, don't ever think that you're rich with 60,000 tickets.
You know what that's called, Mason?
Because you're not. What?
Inflation.
A good inflation.
Shout out to the economy. Okay, here we go. Moving on. We got a lot of content to cover here. These are rapid fire. The house from Up is now available on Airbnb. It will lift it up into air by a crane. That's it.
The
That's
real house?
Yeah. It's
But it was a cartoon movie.
Yeah, but like it's like a house with a bunch of balloons that like lift up in the air as you stay in it.
Oh, and it's an Airbnb. We're gonna stay there, record on the pod.
Yeah. There's another Airbnb open.
Okay.
It's the X Mansion from the X-Men 97 show that's been out. Like a recreation of it. You can also stay in that. Shout out Airbnb.
Shout out.
A former priest arrested for allegedly spending $40,000 in church funds on Candy Crush.
Candy Crush?
$40,000 arrested for embezzling money, church funds, to spend on Candy Crush.
I've seen these.
Robert Durham. I'm sure.
Got him.
My dad did used to play a lot of Candy Crush. So
I know Candy Crush is still on his phone. Has to be.
Okay, we can move past that. But I saw it. I was like, holy cow. Okay. Apparently, there is a Firefox user who kept 7,500 tabs open continuously for 2 full years. And then eventually Firefox restarted and then refused to restore all of them. So he lost all 7,000 tabs.
His name is Zach Durham.
I would never use Firefox. Okay. The Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch apparently will announce its successor at the end of March 2025. So if you want to buy the original Switch, you have another year to do it, and then they're going to announce what the new version of it is. A quick fact about the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo's profit during the Switch era surpasses the combined profit from 1981 to 2016.
Wow.
They made more money just on the Switch than they did in that entire, 25 years span.
Yeah.
35 years span.
And Nintendo was putting out bangers that whole time.
Yeah.
That's Pokemon. That's Zelda. That's Mario Party and all the sports games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's all the Switch, but it was in this last 10
probably
years, 8 years or whatever.
Yeah,
maybe
the
gaming
Switch
systems?
plus the games.
Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of money. That's pretty wild. Okay, moving on. We have did you guys talk about, you didn't talk about the new Office spinoff, did you?
I did not. I wanted to hear your take on it.
Okay, so the new Office series will follow Dunder Mifflin documentary crew as they focus on the dying historic Midwestern newspaper and its volunteer reporters.
Yes.
Set in the same universe as the original series. So
any same cast?
No way.
It's
there may be some
long gone.
cameos potentially. Just one-off little episodes or whatever.
Yeah. I think the premise of the idea sounds like it could be promising because a newspaper, it's another what are we talking about here?
I mean, it feels like a Parks and Rec-esque, another kind of just really small town or a small stakes office environment comedy show.
Yeah,
which we've seen. I don't know. Maybe it'd be good. Let's be positive about it. I don't know who was asking for it.
Well, I saw the creator of The Office is now doing a reboot of it, but in Australia. And Ricky Gervais is attached to it, and the boss is It's a lot more crude because Australian TV they get away with a lot more.
Oh, really?
So I think I'm a little bit more interested
Hmm.
in watching that than I am this.
Very interesting.
But I'll still watch this.
Huh.
It'll probably only be on Peacock, so have fun. Only I can rate it.
You can watch it.
You guys aren't willing to pay $6.99.
Okay, moving on because I've got a couple pretty big ones. Here's another small one. Bumble's founder claims that the future of dating is having your AI date other people's AI to recommend your best matches. So like create a personality for you, and then it'll run it through simulations where you're meeting other people's like personality, and then it'll see like what the outcome is, and then see if you should actually go on a date or not.
What happened to talking to one another and like meeting in person? Is that too much for this generation?
Is like humongous. So I don't know I don't know the facts. I feel like the number of people getting married off of dating sites is like just continuing to climb. But that is very interesting. I mean, I don't. It feels weird to say our AIs have met each other already. And they say we should meet in real life. It feels very like Black Mirror-esque.
Yeah, this is a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen.
Speaking of Black Mirror episodes, this leads me into one of my other food. I told you I had a lot of press releases. Did you guys see the New York Ireland portal?
It's going to cause a war.
Mason, did you see this?
I did not. No.
Okay, so this is really like Black Mirror. Someone kind of pitched an entire Black Mirror episode, and I would watch it. So they put this. It's supposed to be like an art installation. It's like a portal. Mm-hmm. It's like a circular video screen. That's a live feed to a street in Ireland, in like Dublin. So it's like a 24/7 live stream that you can just step in front of, and it like goes between the two places. So they're calling it like a portal. So it started off pretty friendly, like they're doing some like dances, and they're kind of like doing street performances and typical stuff. It went off the rails almost immediately. I don't know if whoever had this
almost
idea,
instantly.
It was a horrible idea. Like people were like mooning the camera pretty fast. I mean, that was pretty much instantly. The thing that went viral is someone in Ireland pulled up a picture of the Twin Towers on their phone and put it in front of the camera. And then that went viral. That was just like, this is a horrible idea. So it went off the rails just pretty quick. And so apparently it's in a pretty rough neighborhood in Ireland, from what I understand. And if you've been to Times Square, Times Square is a pretty rough place anyway. So
yeah.
But someone said, let me see what because they said something really funny. Oh, it was, I witnessed a murder through the portal and no one will believe me or help me. But you watch someone in Ireland get murdered and then no one believes that it actually happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
Apparently people were like trying to get people's numbers through the portal, like trying to ask people out and stuff. It's wild stuff happening there.
Did we not think this was going to happen, especially to two places like this?
I don't know. It was very funny though. Okay, I have one more big one, I guess, and then I could be done. I've got a couple others, but it's fine. This is Lord of the Rings. Have you guys seen the news? Yes. They have announced a new live-action Lord of the Rings movie coming out. They haven't announced a date for it yet. This is apparently called The Hunt for Gollum. This is about Gollum's time with Aragorn, which was it was skimmed over. It was like a paragraph in the book, I think, where they had to make a pretty long journey together. Aragorn is like, I don't really want to talk about it, and that was pretty much it. So they're making a movie about this. Andy Serkis is attached, who obviously is the original Gollum. And the big thing is that Peter Jackson is also attached, so he'll be directing the guy who directed the original series. So it's a legit movie. After Rings of Power came to pretty lackluster reviews, people are, what's going to happen here? So, one quick thing that happened alongside. Maybe I've just been very on the internet because I've been at home with a baby a lot, and so I've seen a lot. I don't know. There was a fan-made movie like 13 years ago or 15 years ago that was named The Hunt for Gollum. It was like the exact same premise. Like a bunch of fans made a 30-minute movie and put it on YouTube 15 years ago, and it had 13 million views. And it was like pretty high quality, but it was fan made for sure.
Right.
And Warner Brothers took it down right when they announced the new movie. They took it down as copyright infringement, and everyone got super mad about it. And in a terrible publicity move, so they ended up putting it back up. And we're like, sorry.
I might have to watch this.
I mean, apparently it's pretty
I'll
good.
go check it out.
I mean, it's 13 million views. So that's not nothing for sure. Okay.
Zach, you're cooking. Are you sure you want to stop?
Not a breath. I feel like I need to stop. Coming for air. I was trying to get those press releases. Mason, you take a turn. Take a turn.
Okay, I'll go. I'm going to go ahead and transition into food for thought. I had a couple of them. I'm just going to pop them off real quick. McDonald's, they must be listening to us. I think they're actually might be secretly hurting a little bit because we've been talking about them lately with some of their stunts and some of their new items.
Thanks.
But they are, quote unquote, considering a $5 meal to win back the customers. There is a possibility of the meal include your choice of either a McChicken, a McDouble, or a 4-piece McNuggets with fries and a drink for $5. So those all used to be $1 items.
Yeah, you give me 2 of those items with the fries and drink, and I'll consider your $5
Wendy's
meal.
does, coward. Wendy's does that already. You can get a burger, nuggets, fries, and a drink for $5 at Wendy's.
Yep.
They need to just stick with what they're doing as far as their app. Their app's great. Like you can get a lot of times like the breakfast sandwiches. You buy one get one free in the morning, or get one for $3. Their app has got good deals on it. They need to just focus on doing more stuff like that.
Discussions are
meals gonna make us mad.
Make us mad. Discussions are rolling out of a new budget meal. Come just weeks after McDonald's executives reported slower growth in foot traffic at its restaurants. So there you go. Next, there is, and this has actually been in talks. I've seen this like months ago. A sriracha. Do either of you guys like sriracha?
Yeah, that's good.
Zach?
Yes.
Sriracha shortage is coming amid pepper supply issue. Specifically, over the past few years, fans of the Hue Fong sriracha, the hot and garlicky chili pepper sauce.
That was brave, Mason.
Thank you. With a iconic rooster bottle with a green cap.
Okay, right. I'm familiar.
Okay, everybody knows. Well, apparently,
now that you said the rooster, I'm familiar.
With severe weather that has threatened the pepper supply, conditions that could lead to yet another sriracha shortage. Apparently, they are not at the color that they need to be, which they are still, quote unquote, too green. So there you go. If you need your sriracha, which last time I went to the store, it was like $10. So I think the price has shot up for a bottle of it just because of I was like, I'll pass. I'll find something else.
I'm good on that.
Lastly, for mine, I'm just popping this off real quick. Reese's announces we all love the different shapes of Reese's. They are doing a Reese's medal. It basically looks like the Olympic medal, and it is for the Olympics during the summer. So there you go. Are we here for it? Another shape. They all taste different, so I feel like we're gonna look at a different taste of a Reese's. Are we there?
I eat that.
Oh, you did?
Would I eat that? Yes.
All right, that was my food for thought, everybody.
Great work.
Great work. All right. Speaking of would I eat that, let's talk about the once and always famous Tostitos pizza rolls. They're going to be coming out with a breakfast line starting in June. We've got a bacon, egg, and cheese, a sausage, egg, and cheese, and here's the wild card one, I think, chorizo and cheese. I think I'd try all 3 of these. I love Tostitos pizza rolls. I like breakfast Hot Pockets are pretty good to me. I like them. So I'm willing to try all three of these guys and see. I add them to my rotation for like UPS meals in the morning.
Are you like a oven only pizza roll guy?
No, air fryer's great.
Air fryer.
Oven ovens preferred. I don't do microwave.
Microwave is not good. No
The thing is, in the
bueno.
morning, I can't imagine myself starting like an oven and waiting for it to bake. And like I don't, and like before I'm trying to get to work. That's pretty big.
Yeah, air fryer is good.
Hmm.
I like to pre-make stuff or something like if it's a frozen thing like this, that's good for the air fryer. Like I'll go pop it in while I get ready for work and then eat it on my way or whenever I get there.
Do you wait or burn your face off?
I will wait. I can't burn my face off.
I feel like there's so many people I know.
Mouth.
They're like, I'll eat them hot out off the press. I don't care if I get burned.
I like the pain. It's part of it.
I can't. Yeah, no.
Or Zach Durham, everybody.
If I burn my mouth, my day is done. It's like that episode of The Office where Jim bites his lip like 4 times in a row in the cold open, and then he just goes home. That's me.
just can't function after that.
Just no, I'm done for the day. All right. Chick-Fil-A has a new release starting on June 10th of the maple pepper bacon sandwich. If this is replacing the honey pimento cheese sandwich from last summer, I'll be a little bit sad because I actually really liked that.
We'll riot.
Shout out to, if you go to our YouTube page, you can see me and Zach shove one in our face one time.
Shout out
on our live review.
Yep.
So this is going to be, and what I don't really get is it's just jalapenos, and then the bacon is the maple bacon, which was part of like that last release. So that'll be good whether you like jalapenos or not. And then the peach milkshake will be back on the same day. I know how Zach feels about fruit in his ice cream.
Don't love it.
Don't love it.
Not a fan.
I'm a big fan of the peach milkshake. So yeah. So those were my 2 food for thoughts.
I will be trying the peach
fast food restaurants had so many menu updates until I started doing this podcast.
That's all the time.
It's like, wow, no new world. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap up today with a little bit of trivia for the boys. This is a pre-trivia question. If you had to, let me make sure I'm fact checking myself here. There is. Shoot, I should have had it pulled up. It's right here. Okay. What do you think is the most streamed Star Wars movie on Disney Plus?
Oh, I know the answer.
Yeah,
because I
Mason?
saw it on Mason.
Oh no, I'm gonna say A New Hope.
You'd be wrong. It's The Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace,
Episode 1.
But that movie sucks.
I know, and it also came back to theaters this week and had a very big. A lot of people went and watched it. It made like $3 million in the weekend. So I mean, it's
something that's already been made. I know a lot of people want that experience, like the movie theater experience. If you're our age, maybe you missed that, like didn't get to see. Wait, what year did that come out? I don't think I saw.
It was pretty young for us.
Okay,
I watched episode 3 in the theaters when I was maybe in middle school.
Middle school, I think.
Yeah, I think Phantom Menace was like 02.
Yeah, like I was pretty young for Star Wars.
So everybody wants that movie theater experience. That makes sense.
Phantom Menace was 1999.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that was just a pre-trivia. I have 2 kind of trivia points here, and it all is about movies that came out in 2023. And it was kind of about the success of those movies, actually. So let's do the worst movies or movies that actually lost money, the most money in 2023. There's 5 movies here that all lost over $100 million. Did you guys do
this last episode?
Okay. Did you guys do the most profitable movies?
We did not.
No.
So
I roasted all the movies that lost money.
Yeah.
dang, I did listen to the episode. I missed it. Okay. Shout out to 4 of the 5 were Disney movies. So Disney's
Shout
struggling.
out to Marvels.
Yeah, the Marvels was 237 million. So
Mason, we shouldn't have said anything. We should have just
I
done
know,
the trivia.
and just we should just did
I really
every
did
single
go.
one of
It's
them.
okay. We don't have time for it anyways. All right, most profitable movies. There are 10 of them on this list. This is movies, not the highest grossing, but the ones that made the most money. So, actually profited the most. So, let's cook. There's some weird ones on here, which is kind of why I thought it was interesting. Either of you have an idea of what one might be?
I don't
Some are
even know
pretty easy.
what. Yeah, I don't even know what movies I went and watched. I'm thinking. Hold on.
I know for a fact I don't think I went to a single movie last year.
Okay.
It seemed like a slow. It seemed like
maybe
a slow
kid-
year.
Maybe like a kids movie.
Well, throw one out there.
This is really good for the listeners.
The Iron Claw. I'm just
No.
looking at movies that came out in 2023.
There's a lot of huge movies that came out.
None of them are coming to my
Not
brain.
a trick question. 2023 is not that long ago.
All right, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer's on the
yeah.
list. It was number
Barbie.
5. It made $200 million. Barbie is number 2 on the list. It made $421 million.
Shooey.
$421 million.
That's where we're at.
Okay. That's number 2.
That was 2, and what was Oppenheimer?
It was number 5.
5.
Okay. What about Bart? You already said Barbie.
What about
Poor Things.
No. No. That made so little money.
But it won a bunch of stupid awards.
If it won an award, it probably did not make very much money. That's the rule of thumb.
Anyone but you.
No. Oh, this is not a good.
It was a big rom-com.
Not really.
It was at least popular.
There was a Marvel movie on this list. There's one Marvel, 2 Marvel movies with Marvel characters. That's a hint.
I don't even know what stupid Marvel movie came. It was the worst movie.
The Spider-Man one was not.
Okay.
Wait a minute. They did a Spider-Man, the cartoon one.
Correct. Number 3, Spider-Man
Yep.
Across the Spider-Verse made $328 million.
There we go. I'm cooking.
All right, now we're cooking.
There's another Marvel movie though.
Well, forget that. What about Mario Brothers?
That's number 1, Mario Brothers.
Hey.
$559 million. That's number 1 most profitable of all the stuff that came out about Oppenheimer, Barbie. Mario Brothers made the most money. Had the most.
Did
profit.
you ever watch it?
Any
I
awards?
did. It's very good. Yeah, I watched it on streaming.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, so you got the top 3 and 5. I'll say
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Correct. Number 9.
There it
made
is.
124 million. That was, I guess, the only profitable Disney project last year. One of them, our wives all really enjoyed.
The Taylor Swift situation.
Correct. The Eras Tour. Where
we should call it that instead.
While the Marvel is losing $300 million, Taylor Swift made $172 million on a recorded concert, which my wife literally is currently watching right now. She's watching it for the 12th time.
7 millionth time.
So, okay, let's just work through a couple of these. Number 10,
Paw Patrol.
The Paw Patrol movie.
Oh, was it really?
It apparently profited $114 million.
That movie's awesome.
You contributed to that, right?
Wild.
10.
We went to go see it in theaters. So.
Number 8, Five Nights at Freddy's. It made $161 million. You want to make money in the box office? Make movies for kids. Number
Five Nights at Freddy's is not for kids.
Kids watch.
So yeah, they definitely do, but they shouldn't. It's a
Five Nights at
horror.
Freddy's is for like middle schoolers. I know. When I used to teach middle school, all those kids were playing.
Isn't that a game about like people getting killed?
It's like horror for kids, kind of.
Oh, okay. I
You
thought it
just
was
like
a lot
walk
worse
around
than
and it's like
that.
killer teddy bears and stuff.
Okay, I thought people actually
It is
died.
kind of like a horror thing. Okay, number 7 is Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Number 6, Wonka, came out late in 2023. It made $182 million. Again, movies for kids. Oppenheimer was 5. Number 4, keeping with the same theme, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. $204 million.
The cartoon one, right? Was that the cartoon version?
Correct.
Yep. Aren't they doing? We talked about it, right? Aren't they doing another real life?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Number 3 was Spider-Man. Number 2 is Barbie. Number 1 was Mario Brothers. What a wild list.
We did really well.
Especially if you like compare it to the movies that made no money when you have
all the huge
Disney
movies
projects
that were coming out that were just like Indiana Jones, The Flash, The Marvels, Wish, Haunted Mansion, all lost over $100 million.
Shoo.
You know what made $100 million? Paw Patrol movie.
Paw Patrol, baby.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know how someone like Disney can just continuously make movies that is just like, how did they spend? It's been okay, this is our last thing and we're done. But that new Planet of the Apes movie was produced for like $160 million.
Yep.
And the whole thing is CGI. And there's been a popular talking point of like, how are these Marvel movies spending like $400 million to make this whenever Planet of the Apes could make a movie for $160 million? That almost
Marvel CGI has fallen off.
Yeah,
it's gotten worse
already.
It's gotten worse. It really has. Like, you can tell, like it's gotten worse.
The Disney model of just throwing like hundreds of millions of dollars at these properties and knowing that they're just gonna make $1 billion in the box office is going away. That was true, like in the Infinity Saga era. They could just throw whatever they wanted into it, knowing it was going to make money. Not necessarily true anymore. So, I did see something from Kevin Feige that they were lowering production again on some Marvel stuff. Like they're going to shoot for like 2 movies a year and like 2 TV shows maybe, or something like that. Like they're going to continue backing off the schedule to try and make him better, which I think is a good idea. Okay, that's all I got.
I saw a thing real quick
for the stuff to get in. So
no, you're good.
Yeah,
you were cooking, Zach. Real quick, last thing for real this time. You were talking about CGI. I saw a thing on like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
and it's like, how is this in like the early 2000s, and then you have some other like now CGI that just looks like completely worse. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So there you go.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps us up for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate our fans. We appreciate you guys. And make sure to check out everything on social media and our next episode where we will go over some NBA, some hockey, maybe football, maybe the Jags. Who knows? But we appreciate you guys, and you have a great week.
See ya.